Are we going to keep staring at each other, or are you going to invite me in?
Oh yes, forgive me. Do come in.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Blake. Sophia Blake. Mr. McPherson, I have an offer to make. Interesting for you, vital for me.
I don't think you quite understand. Now, all I want to do is paint, and nothing else.
Your talents as a private dick brought me here.
I don't want to upset you, Miss Blake, but I can't help you. Being a detective no longer holds any interest for me.
I understand. Especially after your last New York case. Suspected of murder, weren't you? I was offering you the chance to redeem yourself. Never mind. If you'd like to meet me... what number can I dial for you?
I'm sorry to disturb you, miss. Can you connect me to the post office, please? I'd like to send a telegram.
Right away, sir. Post et telegraph, go ahead, please.
I'd like to send a telegram to New York, please. The addressee is one J. Wells of Pinkerton's National Detective Agency, number 57 Broadway. The message reads, "Need information on woman named Sophia Blake. Stop."
I've made a note of it. It will leave this morning. Done. Hello, what number can I dial for you?
I'm sorry to disturb you, miss. Can you connect me to the Elysee, 1528? I want to speak to Sophia Blake.
Right away, sir. Sophia Blake, who's speaking?
Miss Blake? This is Gus McPherson. Can we meet? I'd like to clarify a few points with you.
Meet me in an hour at the restaurant Chez Alexandre. We can talk there.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexandre. Can I do anything for you, sir?
A table has been booked under the name of Blake, Sophia Blake. I'm here to meet up with the lady. My name is Gus McPherson.
This way, please, sir. Miss Blake is waiting for you.
I knew you wouldn't be able to resist for very long, Mr. McPherson. So are you ready to listen to my offer?
I don't understand. We've never met before. I've never worked for you, neither here nor in New York. Yet here you are asking me to track down your sister's murderer. Why me, Miss Blake?
Your reputation preceded you, Mr. McPherson. I have friends who know people at the Pinkerton Agency in New York. You worked there as a detective and had a few problems. The suspicion surrounding you in that murder case proved to be unfounded, of course.
I don't think you have understood. All I want to do is paint. Everything else is secondary.
Unfortunately, Mr. McPherson, I'm in Paris to take advantage of your skills as a private detective.
I I no longer undertake investigations, Miss Blake. But since I have no orders for my paintings at the moment, perhaps I can help you. You mentioned money.
I was so hoping you would accept, because you see, I'm a foreigner in Paris, and I need some light shed on a strange case. A murder, Mr. McPherson. A double murder.
Could you give me any more details about the case? So far, it all seems rather cloudy.
I don't know where to start. It was a brutal murder, Mr. McPherson. But for what reason? Here in Paris. My sister. It's my sister Ruby who was murdered. She and her husband Regis were killed. Please find out what really happened.
How did they die? Are you certain they were murdered? Maybe they were victims of some terrible accident.
The Whites were found decapitated in their hotel room, Mr. McPherson.
Your sister and her husband were both American. What were they doing in Paris?
I was supposed to meet them in Paris. You know, Mr. McPherson, visiting Europe was my sister Ruby's childhood dream. When she met Mr. White, Regis, her husband, he made that dream come true. They were so very much in love.
Are the police on the case? It may complicate matters if they are. Do you know the name of the inspector who's leading the inquiry?
The officer in charge of the investigation is named Lebrun. But the police are the same in every country, Mr. McPherson. Whether it's New York or Paris, they're hardly fast. That Inspector Lebrun is no exception to the rule.
The murder was committed in Paris. Do you know exactly where in Paris?
A hotel in the heart of a chic part of Paris, in the 8th district, the Hotel Orphée. They had been there for a week. They were found dead in their room.
To be perfectly honest, I'm reluctant to take on this case. Primarily because a murder means a murderer. This Inspector Lebrun is better placed to arrest a killer.
Mr. McPherson, if I'm asking you for your help, it's because I have no faith in the police. And that would be so even if I had the entire Quai des Orfèvres at my disposal. The 8th District Police Station, Lebrun especially, is trying to hush up the case so as not to tarnish the good reputation of their area. You understand.
I don't wish to appear self-interested, but can we settle my fee immediately?
This is the first time I've hired a detective. The case may take you a few days. I'll give you 500 straight away and 500 per day of fruitful investigation.
That is a very reasonable offer. I accept.
Money is not enough to thank you, Mr. McPherson. The service you are doing is invaluable. Thank you.
I think I have all the necessary information to begin. You want me to start right away? Is there anything you have forgotten?
The police did not find any items of value in the room. Yet my sister and her husband traveled surrounded by luxury and family heirlooms. It was an obsession.
Traveling with a lot of money is a risky business. It would be a pity if their murder was put down to theft. Are these family heirlooms valuable?
Ruby's good luck charm. A sort of bust in my family for generations, on my grandmother's side. My sister was always her favorite.
I hope to get results fairly quickly. I'll be in touch with you as soon as my investigations yield any new information. Goodbye, Miss Blake.
Gee, these suitcases are heavy.
And do not forget, young man, the elevator is still out of order.
Oh, brother!
What can I get you, sir?
I would like to inquire about a couple of friends.
May I help you? What's the name?
White.
Oh, the Whites. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but the Whites are dead. They were found murdered in their room. An awful story.
That cannot be. The Whites? Dead?
Yes. Most unfortunate. Truly awful. Can I offer you a drink? They certainly were killed. It was the lady in the room next door who alerted the reception.
Do the police have a suspect?
I told them what I knew. I definitely saw someone by the window all evening. That is my testimony. They can do what they like with it.
Can you tell me any more?
You know I would like to help you, but I think you had better deal directly with the police. A man named Lebrun is leading the inquiry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sir?
Give me a bottle of red.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Hotel Orphée. My name is Isidore Petit. What can I do for you?
Gus McPherson. I'm a detective, a private investigator. I'm working on an investigation, a private investigation. The death of the Whites.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid I cannot help you.
What if I offer you a little something extra?
You think you can buy a receptionist like oranges at a market? No, sir. I am not for sale. You again! Sir, I have nothing more to say to you.
sure the front desk clerk will not like to see me going upstairs alone. Must find a ruse or persuade him to come up with me.
You again! Sir, I have nothing more to say to you.
Are you quite sure, Mr. Beauvais, that you have not seen him?
Yes, I'm sure. Go on, Mrs. Elway, go home. We will take care of this, I promise.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Beauvais. You're so kind. The next time I'm at Cézanne, I'll bring you back a nice bottle of red wine. That's a promise. Goodbye, then.
Goodbye. Ah, a little bottle of red. Come on, next. Can I help you?
My name is Gus McPherson. I'm a private eye, private detective. I wanted to ask you if you'd be willing to answer a few questions and help me in my investigation on the Orphée murders.
A private dick. I see. Well, you'd better show me your license.
A license? Of course I have a license. It's back home right now. I can go and pick it up if you want to see it that much, but we'll waste a whole lot of time.
Where did you get this license? In Paris. Private eyes do not need papers. Everyone knows that.
I thought you wanted to see my private investigator's license from New York. Sorry. It's good to know I don't need a license to work in Paris.
Just checking. Always want to know who I'm dealing with. So, you're an American PI in Paris. And your client? American or Parisian?
For the moment, I can only tell you two things. She's the sister of one of the victims from the Orphée, and she trusts my services more than she does yours.
The sister? Strange. We did not know the victims had family. I cannot tell you anything about the Orphée case.
Just a helping hand so I can launch my investigation in the right direction. That way we will not get our lines crossed. I don't want to impede your work in any way.
Forget it. It is baking in here, isn't it? You would not happen to have anything to drink, would you? Just one for the road. Full of promises and empty-handed, huh?
I do happen to have a little something for you. An amazing bottle of red wine. You cannot say no to that, officer. Don't you feel a little thirsty?
Great! The private eye returns.
Am I right in thinking Inspector Lebrun is in charge of the investigation on the White case? Would it be possible to meet with him? That way we can compare our information.
He is not seeing anybody, just make a statement.
When I read the file, I noticed the name of a certain doctor, Frank Kaufner. What can you tell me about him?
Dr. Kaufner is our expert. Forensic scientist and above all, psychiatrist. The sort of guy who prefers the company of madmen and corpses to the likes of you and me.
You don't seem to be overly fond of Dr. Kaufner. Is there any particular reason for that?
The chief of police himself imposed Dr. Kaufner on us. It's not going to help matters any.
I've read the police report, but I'm sure you can tell me a little more. What are your impressions on the White case?
This case is pretty messy. A foul murder, unclear motive. If Inspector Lebrun needs a hand, he will ask me. For the time being, he is managing on his own like a big boy. That is all I know.
Of course, if Inspector Lebrun is surrounded by guardian angels like you, he can't be making much headway with his investigations.
If he's not making headway in his investigation, it's his own fault. Lebrun is bending over backwards trying to find the mysterious visitor the Whites had that evening, just before the murder. He's not even cross-checking the statements.
All right. Could you at least give him my name? McPherson, Gus McPherson. And tell him I need to see him as soon as possible.
You have a picture of the suspect? That is all Lebrun needs to go on.
Goodbye.
Yeah, right. Goodbye.
Dr. Kaufner's office, please.
It's over there, right at the end of the hall. Make sure you don't get lost.
Come in.
Dr. Frank Kaufner?
What can I do for you, sir?
I'm Gustav McPherson. I've come here to ask you a few questions about the White case.
Tell me what you want to hear.